Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Battlefront 2 discussion video at the Star Bazaar. Today we're talking about maps, and the iconic map locations that are currently not, but probably should be in Battlefront 2. Last time we talked about possible future heroes, and I got a lot of comments saying we need more maps, so I figured it's a perfect topic. This will be a top 5 and is completely my opinion, but if you have ideas for other locations, definitely share them in the comments below. As I go down my list, I'll be naming off modes I think the maps would be best for, since not every map can be big enough for a large-scale mode. So with that, let's check it out. Starting off with the number 5 most needed map, and this one was actually split between Jedha and Scarif. Rogue One is currently the only Star Wars movie without content from it in Battlefront 2, unless of course you count Death Troopers, so I think a map from the film is needed. Since Scarif was the big final DLC in Battlefront 2015, we can actually kind of feel its absence in Battlefront 2, and it makes me miss playing in those jungles and beaches. Scarif was a great map in the first game, and would be awesome here, but Jedha was another planet featured in Rogue One that I think could work great for modes like Blast and Strike. In this scene of the movie, you can see the urban, close-quarters environment of the Jedha streets, which would be perfect for gunfights. It reminds me a lot of the Mos Eisley map, and maybe they could be a little similar, but I would take either Scarif or Jedha as a new map any day. My personal favorite Scarif map from the first game was Landing Pad 13, so even if we got one of the older maps ported over, that would be some fresh content for Battlefront 2. Next up at number 4, we have Sullust, and this is making the list even though we actually have a Sullust map in Battlefront 2, though it's only playable in the campaign. We need Sullust for multiplayer. It was a very iconic location from the first game, and is the homeworld of Pancake Face, so it's kind of important. Sullust was actually a unique map, since we never saw it in the movies, only heard it referenced, so when designing the planet for Battlefront 2015, the developers basically built the planet from scratch, imagining it the way we saw it in the game since there was no source material. The planet has been defined since then, and we have a lot of great options for maps that could come to Battlefront 2. We could have the map from the campaign brought into multiplayer, or we could have one of the several maps from the first game ported over. One of my favorite HVV maps in 2015 was the Imperial Hangar on Sullust, and the large-scale Centroplex map was very well designed too. Just like they brought Jabba's Palace back for Extraction, Blast, and HVV though, I would love to see the DLC Sullust maps brought into Battlefront 2 for the same modes. Extraction especially needs more maps, so you could knock out 2 birds with 1 stone here. Number 3 is getting into prequel territory, and here we have Utapau, the famous location of General Grievous's last stand against Obi-Wan Kenobi. This map would be perfect for heroes versus villains, since I'm sure everyone would love to recreate that duel between Grievous and Obi-Wan. It is a pretty big location in the movie too, so I could see a large-scale mode like Galactic Assault work with it, but my focus would be on the smaller modes like HVV and Strike. Since this location was in the classic Battlefront 2, there is inspiration that can be pulled from to make something new in the current game. We didn't see too much of the city in the movie, since it was mostly Kenobi sneaking around and action shots once the clones arrived, but even the classic game got a lot of the detail correct, and it makes the world feel big enough for a mode like Galactic Assault. Utapau would be a great map in Battlefront 2, and I think we definitely need it. At number 2, we have another map from Episode 3, the volcanic planet Mustafar. Although this planet was in the classic Battlefront 2, and its design followed the movie very closely, I had an idea for a new map that would be perfect for heroes and smaller modes. Vader's castle has been brought up a lot in the new canon, and we even get to see it for a second in Rogue One. We didn't get to see the inside a whole lot, except a shot of Vader's back to chamber and the room where he had his conversation with Krennic, but if DICE were to take some creative liberties, I could see them coming up with a very cool interior map of Darth Vader's castle, where we could have some epic fights with the heroes. There could even be a part that goes outside, and we get to fight with the lava all around us. Mustafar was a very iconic planet, though there were never any large-scale battles that took place there. That's why I would limit it to just the hero modes and maybe Extraction. It could make a really cool concept where the rebels have to smuggle something out of Vader's castle. Plus, we just need more Extraction maps. And last but definitely not least, at number 1, we of course have Coruscant. In the classic Battlefront 2, we got to play in the Jedi Temple, shown by this gameplay here, But my vision for Coruscant isn't so limited. If we were to get Coruscant, it would need to be a large-scale map for galactic assault, and even the new mode with capital ships. As a city planet, there are a lot of options for locations, from the lead up to the Jedi Temple, all the way down to the Coruscant underworld. There is so much to choose from, and as it was the capital of the Republic, it would make any battle taking place there feel like it has high stakes. It's an amazing location visually too. The dark, slummy underworld, contrasted by the bright lights of the people at the top, is great, and would probably make for my new favorite map since Naboo. I could see something similar to Naboo actually, with a walk up to the Jedi Temple being one of the first phases of galactic assault, and a final stand at the temple itself being the climax. There is a lot that they could do with it, and I think the planet's importance in the Star Wars universe makes it worthy of being the #1 planet that we need in Battlefront 2. And that's the list. That's 5 new planets we need in Battlefront 2. What do you think about these? Do you agree? Or would you rather have other planets added to the game instead? The Clone Wars have great locations like Umbara and Christophsis, so I'm sure I'll be seeing those and a few others in the comments. I just didn't want to only have prequel maps for this list. If you liked the video though, hit that thumbs up button to let me know, and if you missed the discussion about new heroes, I'll have it linked in the description below. That's going to do it from me. This has been your boy Turkish Delight, and I'll see you all out on the battlefront. Peace.